Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Chat Podcast. I got my man Louie Ochoa with People Making Progress all the way from Bakersfield, California. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good, family. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Couldn't wait to finally, talk to you, get you on the Real Chat Podcast and chop it up with you a little bit. So, you have People Making Progress. So, can you tell me a little bit about what that is? Let's tell everybody what People Making Progress is. And I'm sure a lot of people already know, but
Yeah, man. So, people making progress was a Instagram page inspired by the Sway in the Morning show. So during the pandemic, they started Good News Thursday, and for those that don't know what Good News Thursday is, it was just something to uplift the citizens, man, because people got so depressed and so down during that time that they just wanted to have an outlet for people to call in and just give their testimony about certain things that they've been through, or give a positive spin on things. So it could be anything from surviving cancers to just being grateful that they woke up that day. So
just sharing what you're
after
thankful for.
yeah, man, just sharing what you're grateful for. And after about I want to say about 6 months or a year, I just got this feeling to call in. And I wasn't really the type of person to call in on a radio station, but I just got this feeling to do it. So I was having some success in my business, and I shared that. Um, and then about a year later, I had, kind of stepped it up a little bit more, and I called back and I shared that success. And then during that call, um, I did something that I had wanted to do the first time, which was offer people books, because for
Okay.
me, it all starts with education, it all starts with information, and then acting on that information is where you make the progress, right?
Hmm.
So when I was on air, I told Sway, I was like, "Hey man, like I want to offer book to anyone that needs one right now that can't really afford to get one. Hit me up, and I'll buy you one and I'll ship it out to you." And I was
And
like, "I don't know how
what
you."
kind of book is that? What book
I
is that?
shouted out. I shouted out some books on air. One of them was a Think and Grow Rich, which had a
Okay.
major impact on my life, and then the 10x rule. And then I think I shouted out rule number one, which was like a stock book, um, based on like Warren Buffett's strategies.
Okay.
And so I kind of shouted those out, and I was like, if you guys want a book, hit me up. And then I told Sway, I don't know how you want to do it. I don't know if people hit you and then you hit me, or he's like, nah, just give out your Instagram. And I wasn't really on Instagram like that at the time, so I think I had like 200 followers, and it was under like my just my name. And so I gave it out, and in a minute, bro, like I went from like 200 followers to like 1,000 followers, or 1,100,
Oh
something like
wow.
that. And I was like,
Wow.
oh shit, like I was like doing the math in my head, like, man, I'm gonna have to give out 1,000 books, 20 $20 a book plus shipping. I was like, holy crap, okay, cool.
Like, hey,
I
I
was like,
slipped my
whatever.
foot in some shit.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's what I signed up for, man. I'll come up with it. But not
Okay.
really. What people were hitting me up on was they just wanted the names because they were driving or whatever and couldn't write them down. And I
Right.
think I
Right.
only I forget how many books I actually sent out, but it wasn't that many. It was like maybe 20 or 40 or something like that.
Man,
People
that's
actually
make
needed a
that's
book.
progress. That's progress, man. That's
Yeah,
that's
man.
uh
So that's where it kind of started, man. And I don't know why, but at the end of the phone call, uh, I told Sway I'm not really on Instagram like that, but I told the citizens, if you hit me, I'll definitely get back to you. And then he's like, "Well, you got 1,100 followers, man. Get more active." And for some reason, in my brain, I took that as a challenge.
hey,
He, I
that's
don't know,
right.
I don't know if he meant it as a challenge. I think he just said it, and for some reason, they hit me a certain way, and I was like, "Okay, cool. I am gonna get more active on Instagram." And
There you
so, but
go.
as I was reading all these messages, man, people were hitting me with their actual like testimonies and sharing like some really deep and personal stuff. And I realized, like, man, I gotta do more, bro. There's so many people hurting in the world. Like, I really need to do more. Like, I haven't been doing enough. So that's when I just started brainstorming. Like, what could I do? How could I make the most out of this Instagram thing? Because there's something here, right?
Hmm.
And that's kind of how people making progress was born. It started off as people going places, but that was taken. And
Okay.
then my daughter and I were kind of brainstorming, and then we came up with people making progress, and that was available. So I was like, I think I like the ring of that. I like the way it sounds. So we went with that, man. Here we are.
And
And
that's
then
that's
since
that's
then,
crazy you said that
yeah, man. And
because
since then, like today, as of January, I think I applied in, I want to say late October of 2023, um, to form the People Making Progress nonprofit.
okay,
And
okay,
now it's official, but we're official nonprofit, and we're gonna start doing big things. Try to help
right.
people out and move forward with that as well.
So what does that look like for as an organization now? Now that it's bigger than just a following on Instagram. What does that look like as people making progress? The organization, the nonprofit.
Yeah, I think that's it's still kind of in the works. Like Heather B always says, bro. Like, uh, you gonna edit this, right?
Ah, no, man, it's real chat.
I was like, okay, cool. Well, Heather B always says, bro, like be obedient, and so that's kind of what
Mhm.
I'm being right now. I'm just being obedient, and I don't
Okay,
really know. I have a vision of what People Making Progress, what I want it to be, but those plans could change.
oh
But
yeah,
really,
yeah,
what I really want to do is just travel the world with my family and
okay,
just give out money and opportunity to people all over the world, bro. Just like you see other YouTubers and Instagram people do, you know,
yeah.
uh, providing scholarships or just grants or education to people that something that can change your lives. An example of that is like buying someone a real estate course or buying someone a notary course or
Giving
paying
somebody
for.
that leg up. That's
Yeah,
what
man.
we
and
that's what we need to do, and
and
that's
doesn't
what.
always take yeah, man, it doesn't always take like a 4 year education. A $500 course could change someone's life, could make give them the potential to earn 200 $300,000 if they put the work in, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
the
So
knowledge of you sending them those books can change somebody's life.
yeah.
I mean, Heather B was the one that put me up with you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the type to call into the show either. And
Right.
lately I've been calling in. I call in all of them actually. I called in. I was on Lord Sear. I was on a Destroy. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
just been calling in and reaching out to the community because I called and Heather B and Sway was just so just warming, and they just bring you right in, man. They suck you right in, and they're like,
Yep.
hey, give me your information, and you should reach out to this person. So I reached out to you, and it's been crazy since. You know what I mean? Like since I reached out to you, I met Jersey City Jeff, Big Bear, Terry from LA. I finally had an
Yep.
opportunity to talk to, and just the knowledge that he has is insane, man. And so tell us a little bit about who is Louie Ochoa, man. Who are you before people making progress?
Man, I'm just a regular dude, bro, like everybody else trying to make it out here.
Let's
And
go.
I've been through ups and downs in my life, bro. And yeah, like I said, when I went through that, after that call and I saw those messages, I was like, there's so many people out there that have gone through the same thing have gone through either the same thing I'm going through or something similar, or are in a place where I was at one point, like at a low point, and I just want to help people
Mhm.
get out of that, get out of the rut, get out of um, the forget the word,
Them dark
just get out.
stages, man.
Yeah, get out of the dark stages, get out of the and it doesn't always, you don't always need to take a big leap. It's the incremental progress, bro. It's like if all the energy, if it takes all your energy just to get out of bed that day, boom, that's
Mhm.
progress. If it
Right,
takes
man.
all your energy to take a shower that day, that's progress. If it takes all your energy to read a book, boom, that's progress. But then it's after you read that book, after you gain that knowledge, is acting on that knowledge that's gonna take you. Yeah,
Sustainability. You have to
and it's the
sustain it.
consistency, bro. Yeah, it's the
Exactly.
consistency, and consistency is something I struggle with too.
Right.
Everybody does, I think, man. It takes a lot of discipline to be consistent. So, and even with the Instagram thing, like I've gone through, spurts of energy where I post consistently and I'm on top of it, and you see the
Yep.
growth when you do that. And then when you
Mhm.
slow it down, you see how the growth declines.
You
So,
see how it declines right away. Yeah, because
yeah,
for a minute, like man, you got me motivated. Like
yeah,
listening to you and watching you, man. I see you like you was out there interviewing people just on the
right,
spot. Like boom, I'm in the community, So then I started posting all the time, and then all of a sudden, like I started to see the decline because
yeah,
family things come into account. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We all go through we go through our shit outside of what we're doing in the media's eye. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I was posting about reading one book a week, and I'm still reading one book a week, but I'm not posting
Right.
about it. You know,
Right.
and I noticed that all the comments I got from these people that were like, "Yo, they're posting all the books they're reading." So I know it's reaching people, it's motivating them. And then all of a sudden I stop doing it and I feel like I'm taking away from them. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's kind of like, once you start doing it, you got to continue to do it. And I'm glad you said like that them dark stages because uh I forgot who was telling me about it, but somebody just told me in the last week that they heard this story about, two guys that were in a fog and I think it was a father and a son, and they were lost in a fog. And he told them, how are we going to get out of here? He said, "Hey, just take one step." You know what I mean? And
That's
then you
it.
see
Yep.
that step, and then you take another step, and eventually you're gonna step out of that fog.
Yep.
So man, what you're doing is amazing. You're doing amazing things in the community. And so, can you tell me a little bit about what's your next step as far as the nonprofit? Do you have any ideas of what you're gonna do?
Yeah, so the nonprofit right now, I'm learning a lot from a YouTube channel called the Nonprofit Plug, and they're on Instagram too. So they have a lot of free information, and eventually, once you get to the point where you're ready, you can sign up for like their services.
Hmm.
And their services, I think they changed the what they charge, so I can't really speak on the amount, but it's significant if for a startup nonprofit. But you can take advantage of all their free information, and then when you're ready, when you grow it to the point where you need their help, then you can jump on it. So
You take that
that's my
leap.
plan. Is to definitely gain their assistance with building the nonprofit, because they keep you compliant, they keep you in the mix as far as like what grants are available, what companies are really searching for nonprofits that are making an impact in the community, and they're just on top of it, bro. And the two ladies are super cool, and just have a ton of experience. So
Right.
yeah, that's the plan right now. And then I've also had like citizens reach out to me, and they're helping me out. They work
Okay.
for companies that actually that donate money for their time that they donate to nonprofits.
Right.
So I have a lady named IT Solutions by Ayana, I think is her Instagram, and she's helping
Okay.
me out on the technical side, and applying for some grants for people making progress. So, yeah, man, I have a lot of
Nice.
people reaching out trying to help. All the crew, the Man Gang, they're always offering to help. Tino, Terry from LA, Face First It, Flagtown, uh,
Okay.
Mitchell, all these guys are always, giving everything they can to help out. So it's cool, bro. It's
Man, that's
definitely a
what's up.
community, bro. And
It
you
is.
too,
It
man.
is.
Thank you for reaching out, man. I appreciate this interview.
Man, for sure, man. Man, I've been waiting to get this interview, because I mean, a lot of people busy because, like, when I reached out to you, we spoke for hours on the phone, man. We talked for about
Right,
an hour, a little over an hour, man, for the first time. And then, after you linked me up with Jersey City Jeff, and everybody that was in that group, I started reaching out to him, and we ended up talking, and Jeff just put me up with Terry from LA, and I spoke to Terry from LA for about an hour and 45 minutes, bro. Like
right.
that man, like, hey, I love his energy and the knowledge that he has. Like, he put me up on a lot of things I never even heard of before,
Oh yeah,
about
he's a
L.
talker, bro.
Yeah, he was like, look up these people. He said, look, I got homework for you, Justin. So I started looking up all these people, and these are groups that I never heard of. Like
Right,
how NWA was a group, you know what I mean? And it was connected and it all comes full circle. But as far as community goes, everybody that I talked to has helped me out tremendously. Jeff got me into the podcast community, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And I'm doing it bigger than what I was doing. So I
right,
couldn't wait to get you on here, man. And I know that um, we haven't connected as much as we were in the beginning, but just know that, oh man, it's still love. And whatever I can do to help support your movement and what you're trying to do, you let me know. You know what I mean? Because
right
that's
on,
what
bro.
it's all about. I just want to let all the viewers know that if you're not reaching out to people that are like minded, you're not moving at all.
Right,
And I mean that's
yeah,
just real. So, tell me
yeah.
a
That's
little
one.
bit. Go
That's one
ahead.
thing that I like to share too, bro. Is that it's so easy to reach out to people. I think one time I shouted it out on the morning show. I said at Sway in the morning. I said I was gonna go up to Santa Cruz to visit my daughter, and
Mhm.
then I said it's easy to reach out. You know, just DM someone, bro. That's what it's about, building. You know, within this community. Because the energy is so good within this community. It's so positive, and people want to see each other grow. So
Right.
right after
Right.
that call, someone DM me like, "Yo, you're going to Santa Cruz? Let's meet up in Hollister. I live there." I'm like, "Cool." And then it was Tino, and then I
Okay.
hooked up with Tino. We chopped it up at Starbucks for hours, bro. Like just having some real ass conversations. Just um,
All
and
about, man. It,
and
it
that was
is
that easy. It
community.
was, and then now we're linked up, and we're building a relationship. So it's cool, bro. And it's that easy. If you hear someone on the show or you see someone on Instagram and they share a similar mindset or interest, and just reach out to them. It's that
Oh
easy, man.
yeah,
It's either they're gonna
it
respond or they're
is.
not. It is not that hard.
E exactly, and the worst
Yeah,
thing they're gonna say is no, you know what I mean?
yeah,
The worst thing is gonna be, like you said, you get crickets, nobody responds, but I'll tell
right,
you now, within this community with Sway's Universe, man, it's been phenomenal because, like I said, I reached out to Jeffrey Rowe and, he got back to me, and ever since then, we talk, like, every couple days, if not every day. Big Bear texts me every morning, so we stay in constant contact. That's a good brother right there. I'm actually gonna be
right.
linking up with him because excuse me, we're gonna be going to Maryland. So me and
Okay.
my lady are driving up to Maryland next week, and we're going to meet up with Big Bear on Saturday, and then Sunday we're going over to the event, with Sway and Heather B. And man, I just it's surreal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
listening to
That's gonna
Sway
be a dope
for a
event too,
long
man, for
time,
sure.
man. It's gonna be good, man. And Big Bear's like he's sending me pictures of maps, so because I ain't never been to Jersey, so he's sending me maps, and he's like, look, you can go this way and do this and do that. I'm like, slow down, man. I was like, I don't got a clue where I'm going, man. So, but I'll tell you one
That's
thing, I
fine.
know I know that he does Uber, so I want to shout out Big
Oh,
Bears
okay.
everywhere. So he does Uber because he's everywhere. So
Yeah.
this brother right here, man, he thinks I'm gonna drive over to the event, but I'm actually gonna have him Uber us over there. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So
Cool. Hell yeah. Is he going to the event too?
yeah, he's going to the event.
Okay.
Yep, I talked to him last night, and actually, Jersey City Jeff. I don't know if you heard it, but he was shouting out that we're gonna be there. So now it's like, he put me on the spot. So now I gotta show up.
Yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, he went
Yeah.
on
There should be a lot of opportunity to network with people there, man. It's gonna
the
be a
show the
good
other day.
good vibe for
Said
sure.
I was gonna be there. So
That's cool.
yeah, man. So what is so how do you come across the people that you interview? Like what gives you that momentum, that motivation?
It's just showing up, man. So it's simple, bro. Like if you want to interview people, you just go and ask questions. That's it. You can just walk up to anyone on the street and do it. And the first time I did it was at a La Russell show. So La Russell, I discovered La Russell through his Sway in the Morning appearance. I
Mhm.
went to a show in Santa Cruz, and the vibe at a La Russell show is similar to the vibe that you feel when you listen to Sway in the Morning.
Oh man.
It's just like a natural extension of the Sway's universe, bro. It's crazy, and his community is just as positive and just as uplifting as what you feel within the Sway's universe. So it's
Man, I
dope, bro.
felt that
So
when I watched that interview, man, and just for y'all
yeah,
viewing that don't know, man, that was a dope interview. And when I watched it, man, it was just real. And then I started following you more and watching more of what you're doing, and I was like, okay, well, I need to get out in the community more, man. So
yeah,
just know that you're putting that positive energy out there and letting the people know that you got to make progress, you got to move forward, and I can
yeah,
appreciate that, man. I love that,
yeah.
and
And so
and
yeah,
Heather
after
B,
go ahead, sorry, bro.
oh yeah, Heather B, man, she speaks highly of you, man. Like when I called in, so the first time I called into the show, we were talking about Laverne and Shirley, because I'm from Wisconsin, so Milwaukee originally, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh, Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, and they're just going off about some craziness. But the second time I called in, I told her what I do, and the first thing she said was, you need to link up with Louie Ochoa. People making progress.
yeah, that's my sister right there, bro.
So that's a big thing, man. Make waves in the communities, and I say communities because that's all over. It's not
Yeah,
just California, it's not just, you know what I mean. It's making a movement all over, man. So
right. No, I'm glad that Heather B is throwing this event and telling her story because she has a super dope story to tell, bro. And it's good to see her like branching out. I think she's got some influence from the people that are close to her.
Mhm.
They're letting her know that the people want to hear her story, bro, and that she can make a huge impact by sharing that story
Well,
with other people.
I
So,
hear that she never really shared, like she's not a big person to share. You know what I mean?
I mean, she does give gems, bro. She'll give gems, but I think what people want to hear is the backstory to all those gems and how they
Right,
came about and all that stuff. I think that, and that's what she's gonna start doing, and hopefully
man.
she
That's
gets,
what's up,
she gets on
man.
tour,
I'm
man, and she starts touching all the people that want to hear from her, bro.
right, and
So
like I said, it's gonna be crazy to be at that event because from what I hear is like she's not gonna let just anybody interview her to hear that story. and
right,
and
right,
it's gonna be Sway,
yep,
and the funny thing is, like, I know he was joking about not being on the flyer, so you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, yeah, he was
She's like,
like,
yeah,
when it,
I gotta pay
yeah,
you to
he
be
was
on the
like, when is
flyer. I
that
can't do
event?
that.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So after like when I made the decision to interview people, it was after the first La Russell show,
hmm
and I went to see him again in San Diego because the show was so dope. And then literally, bro, on the way down there, I had my gear on me, and I said, I'm just gonna interview some people in line, and
okay,
then that was it. That's how it started. And then the reception in the line was awesome. Everybody was giving like a lot of gems, and then I ended up interviewing La Russell that day as well after the show. And then that day, as a matter of fact, I got to jump on stage and rap one of his songs on stage
okay,
with the
yeah, I
goal of
saw that,
passing out
yeah,
books on stage. Because at the first show, I saw that they were letting people on stage like get up and sing his songs.
uh-huh,
And I said, okay, I need to get up on that stage and then pass out some books. So the ticket to that is I got to memorize a song so I can get up on stage. And so that's what I did, man. It's that easy. Like if you have a
right,
goal, you just need a plan on how to get there. And the plan was, in this instance, learn a song, jump on stage,
that's
get the
right.
song
Hey,
out, and then now you can pass out books. Now you got the ticket. You're on
get out
stage. You
your
got the mic.
comfort zone to make
Yep.
your vision work. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And
I'm not a rapper, bro, and I don't aspire to be a rapper, but I knew that was the way to get on stage, to pass out some books to some positive people that wanted to learn and that were vibing at the concert, and boom, I passed out books and shirts and all kinds of stuff. It was cool.
that's
Yeah,
dope.
super
That's
cool.
dope. So what are your
And
next
it's that
steps,
easy, bro.
man? What are your next steps? Like, I mean,
My
are you
next
going
step,
to podcast? I mean, what's the next steps, brother?
I think I'm gonna have to start a podcast, bro, for sure, because I think it's just another way to document, like, when I do the street interviews, it's just one question. It's just give me a personal goal, and then give me a progress report on that goal. That's it. That's all I ask. And sometimes I'll ask some follow up questions, but I think people like to see deeper interviews, longer interviews, and then
Yeah,
long form
sure.
content like on YouTube. I think that's a good way to make passive
But
income in the long run eventually.
I think it makes a big impact when you're able to just get that little snippet of somebody in the community that's making
Yeah,
progress. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's what I love about you, bro, because you keep it with the community as well. It's not about,
yeah.
I think I heard me and my lady was talking about it this morning. It was about you know, I think it was Donnie Goggins. You know what I mean? And he was actually getting into it with somebody. I don't know if you've seen those videos, but
Nah,
he's getting into it with somebody that called him some names, and basically is challenging him. You know who Donnie Goggins is, right?
no, I
So,
don't.
all right, so he's like this super marine that is a motivational guru, and he
Okay.
was in the Marines, and he had a hard life. His story is just phenomenal, and he
Oh,
like
is he the he's a
the
bald
brother that
headed kid?
runs miles and
Yeah,
miles.
yeah,
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 that's
yeah, yeah.
him.
I know you.
So
Yeah.
somebody challenged him. Basically, they got on a video. He a UFC fighter, and he was like, "I want to spar with you," and it struck a nerve. And
Okay.
so he got on there, and he was like, "Yeah, you're just clickbait." He was like, basically, you're tagging me in all your stuff so that you can show all my followers. You know what I mean? Your stuff,
Right.
and I think that's what a lot of people do. They try to get on there and they just want to jump on a bandwagon and clickbait and stuff like that. But
Right.
what you're doing is you're reaching out to people in the community, business owners, people that are inspiring or aspiring to be entrepreneurs, trying to get their business off the ground, and you're checking in with them to see what their goals are,
Right.
and that's what's dope about that, man. Like when I watch
Yeah,
those
man.
videos that you do, man, it's like, yo, just give me a quick couple seconds of your time and tell me how you got here and where you're going. You know what I
That's
mean?
it. That's
And
it,
and
bro.
that's what's up, man.
And so yeah,
So,
for like moving forward, what I want to do is work on myself, continue try to learn more discipline for myself that will
mhm,
enable me to be more consistent with the Instagram thing and in life in general, bro. It's a struggle. Like everybody else, I struggle with consistency. I struggle with discipline, and so it's still like building myself up and working on myself. And eventually, you'll see that through the Instagram. Like, okay, this dude being more consistent on Instagram. Things in his life may be more consistent. He may be gaining that
mhm.
discipline. It's a reflection. It's not. I want to like give an accurate picture of who I am as a person through the Instagram, through the people making
Right.
progress, platform. So yeah, it's
Okay.
that way. I'm real, bro. I'm genuine. There's no faking it. There's no nothing. That's why I leave all my posts up so you can go down to the bottom of my feed and you can see the
Yeah.
progress and you
I
can see
remember
me
you told
learning
me
and how
that.
to do
Yes,
it.
making
Yeah,
progress. Yeah.
yep.
I remember that's
You
the
can
first thing
actually
you
see the
told me.
progress through the feed and you can see how like my thumbnails have improved or my captions have improved or like
Right.
once in a while I post what I'm using as far as like different apps to produce these little clips that I'm doing. So
Well, I tell you,
I
man,
just want to be
I'm
transparent with
following
that.
that, man, and I appreciate that because I take a lot of knowledge and you know what I mean, it's genuine because a lot of what you told me on that, you document, like you said, your progress,
Right.
and it's authentic. And like I've been doing that lately, man. So I'm taking notes and I'm following suit, man. And people can watch from where it started to where it is now and where it's going.
Right.
And now with the community, you, we we're gonna do some big things, man. You know what I mean? Like this is just the first step because I never thought that I would meet Big Bear, Jersey City Jeff. I never thought that I would be, you know, talking to him in person. And here we
Right.
are, you know what I mean, trying to meet up and make it a point, to show up together to show
Right.
what the community is building, you know.
Yep.
And you're a major player in that, man, because I would have never even knew about it had I not took that leap and called into the show.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's what
I
it's all
want to
about,
thank
bro.
you
It's
for that,
about
man.
just building, bro. Like it's so easy, and I don't know why people have such a fear about just reaching out. Like maybe it's a fear of rejection. I don't know, but once you
That's
get
probably what it
connected with
is.
someone, and it's super easy just to just meet up on a phone call or a text chain or a messenger or whatever. There's so many different outlets you can reach out.
Right, right. Well, and you know what? I think there was the one
Right there.
episode where Sway was talking about being in the locker room. He was talking about being in the locker room at the gym, and somebody came up to him. It was like his personal space. But then when Heather B and him asked him, like, "So what'd you do?" and he was like, "Well, I invited him to the studio." You know what I'm saying? Like, no, yo, he wouldn't leave me alone. I was in a towel, so I had nothing else to say. But hey, come down
Yeah,
to the studio. So,
yeah. Nah, that
but I
dude's a
think that's
good
what it's
dude,
all
bro. Like
about.
when you meet him, you'll know like he's super humble, and he's just a really good guy, bro. Like a good person. So besides all the
Right.
celebrity stuff and all that, he's just a good dude. And so I'm super happy that I got a chance to meet him and got a
Man,
chance to
that's
build
what's
with him
up,
for
man.
sure.
Because I'm
Yeah,
excited, man.
yeah. You'll see,
I
bro.
think I
You'll just catch his vibe right away. He's
I
got that
might be a
good
little more
energy.
excited about going to Maryland though and getting the blue crab and you know what
There
I'm
you
saying,
go.
all that good seafood, man. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm a
trying to go there
foodie
for.
too, bro. So
Man, yeah, that's why
that's
we're
another
going
thing.
there.
That's another thing that I'll be working on, man. I gotta drop about 60 pounds, so you'll be seeing that too.
Oh,
So
hey, yo, that's hey, you know what I mean? It looked good on camera, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's this consistency. I
yeah,
gotta
it's
get
rough.
consistent. You know, my
If
my
you
my
go to if you
lady,
go to my go ahead, sorry.
no, 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 my lady calls it a switching bait. When she moved back up here from Tennessee and we started dating again after 20 years, she was like, "You had a six pack, you know what I mean? You was in the gym every day." And then she started feeding me good,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
that's
went
what
downhill
happens.
from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if you go to my TikTok, I started a TikTok, same thing, people making progress, and I just started. I set a goal for myself to work out or do something, some kind of physical activity for 30 minutes a day.
There you
And
go.
then
Yeah.
I started posting every day. And then I think I made it to like 30 something days and I just stopped, bro. And that's
Uh,
been like a consistent theme in my life. Like I'll do something, I'll go hard for like
go
maybe
hard at
30,
it.
60, 90 days, and then I'll just stop. And I want people to see that it's okay to fail. And I'm gonna just
Yeah.
continue to post until we get it going and we keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So
So what would you say, is the number one mistake that you made throughout the years that you have been going along with people making progress?
number one mistake for people making progress or just in my life.
Just in your life and leading you up to people making progress.
I would have to say consistency, not learning consistency and not learning discipline because I fill my head with so much other knowledge,
Mhm.
but it all boils down to that, bro. Like you can have the most precious knowledge, but if you can't apply it consistently, if you can't be disciplined to apply it consistently, it's just not going to work. And so I think I've had some really good leads and some really good ideas and goals, and I think I could have taken them further if I would have learned the discipline and learned the consistency first. And so
Right.
now I'm kind of trying to play catch up. I'm trying to learn that as I go and then apply other things at the same time. So but it's
Okay.
still so super important, bro. Like the consistency and discipline is the number one. You gotta do it. You gotta learn it. Pick up a book about it, or talk to someone that you know that is disciplined. I use friends and people around me that I see that have discipline, but it's weird. I posted about this on TikTok too. I have a good buddy. He's super yoked up, super built, super disciplined about his physical activity, but he
Mhm.
doesn't have big goals. Like as far as
Right.
like monetary or life goals. He's just like super focused on that one aspect. He's
Right.
content with everything else, which is fine. But I'm saying like I have the opposite. So like I have these big lofty goals, but I lack discipline. I lack
Right.
consistency. So if we were to combine those lofty goals with that crazy ass discipline, it'd be like a monster person. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
but you can
Yeah.
learn both. You can learn discipline, and then you can learn how to be uh, a better goal setter for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
there's a balance, and I think that's what I'm looking for right now. And to answer your
The
question,
big
I think
problem
that's the
with like a
biggest
lot of
mistake. Yeah.
people that are trying to find that balance because the biggest thing that me and my best friend talk about all the time is the fact that success looks different for everybody.
Right.
It looks different for everyone, and what I want might not be what you want. What I'm passionate about might not be what you're passionate about, and that's okay. These are
Yeah.
the things that we work on a daily basis. You know, and we want everybody to be successful. And that's what people making progress is about. Real chat, creating a space for people to become successful. In the best way that works for them. You
Yeah.
know,
Success is
and
whatever you define it as, bro. That's
right,
what like people like me and you. We want to see people win. We want to see people succeed. But we want to see people succeed at whatever it is that they want to succeed at, not at whatever we want, as as we define it. It's
right,
whatever
right,
you define it success as. I want to see you get that, and
right.
so,
And
but
that's
there's
something
definitely
I'm
a
learning.
discipline to
I'm
get
working
that.
on it
Yeah,
because I got a high demand for my family and my friends. So
right.
I guess when you combat success for somebody else, it's because you have higher expectations for them.
Right.
And when somebody has higher expectations for you, it makes things difficult instead of
Yeah.
just acknowledging their progress.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
but
there's definitely a formula to attain success. That's why I like that book, Think and Grow Rich, because it says you need three things, and it was like mind blowing for me. So the number one thing is the desire to be successful.
right,
It's simple, right? The desire. Number two, the ability to follow a plan. Like everything's been done pretty much in the world and in life. So just grab a plan that you like and that you've seen someone else do and then follow it. And
stay
then the third thing
consistent.
is the most difficult, and it's um, persistence.
Yep.
It's that discipline. It's that consistency. following through for yourself and continuing to grind and do everything that you need to do to follow that plan daily without seeing that progress in the
Right.
short term, with the goal that you see it in the long term, and you make that progress, and you reach the goal that you need to get to. So
Well, it's like going to the gym. You go to the gym, if you don't see muscles in the first couple weeks, you kind of give up, but
yeah,
if you see those
exactly.
results, once you see those results, it becomes addicting. You
Right.
just want to get up every day and go to the gym because you want to see those
Yep.
results. You want to keep those
Yep.
results. So, man, brother, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know you're a busy man, you know what I mean? And I really appreciate you taking the time to jump on a Real Chat podcast and just have a real chat with me, man. I appreciate you, brother, and I salute you.
Anytime, bro. You gotta chop it up
Definitely.
again, man.
Definitely, brother. Is there anything you want to say? Shout out your Instagram handle. Shout out your information so the people that's viewing my page can know who you are and know where to find you, brother.
Yeah, man. Just follow me at People Making Progress on Instagram, on YouTube, and on TikTok. And I promise I'll try to be more consistent in posting. But yeah, if you need anything, just reach out. You need any advice, you need any book recommendations, hit me up. I'll help however I can. If you need something promoted, hit me up. I'll post it to my story. That's free. Love is free, bro. Just try to share it as much as possible. That's all I got.
Man, that's real chat. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, brother. Love you very much, man. And you just keep making progress and helping those people make progress out there in Cali and all over the world, brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Love you, bro. We'll talk soon.
All right, that's another episode of the Real Chat Podcast with my man Louie Ochoa. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed.